No, she's put her clothes on now.
No.
Sunday is named after the sun. Monday.
Yeah, it is. It's Monday. It is Monday, the 15th of March. It is 9 o'clock. It is Antony Baker here, joined as every Monday with the Mr. Esteemed Fuggles, which we don't actually know what esteemed means yet, but we'll get there in the end. Maybe Joella knows. And we are joined now with the wonderful Joella, who we normally do our coffee with Aunt John and Joella on a Friday. But we have decided to incorporate all of this on a wonderful Monday morning. I love Mondays, guys. Do you love Mondays?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the beginning.
And girls. I should 100% say girls, because I'm pretty sure right now you can get shot for saying that.
And toasters, don't forget. I might recognise as something else. So, I mean, every day's a Monday, right? Because it's the start of something new. You can make today good, make today bad. So every day's a Monday.
Joella, talk to us. Do you like Mondays?
Mondays. Once I get going, I love Mondays.
Yeah,
but the Sunday, I don't suppose I'm alone in the sort of Sunday night sort of, oh, okay, what do I need to do?
I get bored. By 5 o'clock Sunday evening, I'm like, right, I've done all the things I want to do on the weekend. Now, can we just get on with some work? Do you not get that?
Well, some people are just really one-track minded, darling.
Yeah. And anyway, on that note, so on Monday morning, it is Monday, the 15th of March, halfway through March. I don't know about you, but I'm getting excited about it warming up. It was windy on the weekend. Sorry, John?
15th March is the Ides of March, right? The 15th March, the Ides of March, Roman times. That's the date by which all your debts have to be settled. If not, you'll have bad luck for the rest of the year.
Perfect. So I should go and hide for the day. Or I'm going to have really bad luck. But I still don't feel 100%, chaps. I'm still not got there. I did quite a bit of exercise on the weekend and been on my bike for an hour this morning. What tends to happen is the more exercise I do, the worse I feel. I kind of like in one of those situations, a bit of a pain in the ass. But anyway, what have we got going? Well, let's just recruit. Let's talk about the recruitment perspective. I had lots of calls last week. I had lots of emails, lots of communications. You get that? You got it? Yeah. Cool. Yep. Lots of calls, lots of communications last week with some wonderful businesses that we've worked with over the last few years, or I've worked with over the last few years, and they are looking to get back into doing some recruitment. That is from the insurance side, from the banking side, from the wealth management side, in the financial crime and the compliance space, as well as we have got some fantastic insurance companies that are looking for some different roles. So later on today, I will do a little bit of a post out about what jobs we've got coming in and what we've got looking at. But now is a really, really good time for two things. If you're a company and you're looking for candidates, now is a great time. If you're a candidate and you're looking for a new job, now's the time to sex yourself up, get those short skirts on, get those stockings and suspenders out, and let's get involved at getting those new jobs. Because
you're speaking about your own personal.
Yeah, this is personally, obviously. I look
getting
amazing.
trying to get
I've actually got pretty good legs and feet.
And
yeah, amazing. Right, with Liz's group, we have got remember, guys, this is interactive. So if you want to comment, please chuck it on there. This is not scripted, obviously, clearly. This is just us having a conversation. So on the Liz's group side, we are still we've got lots of stuff going on in the crypto space. Tom Griffiths is working very hard on the crypto side from us. So we've got loads of crypto asset understanding of what's going on in that place as well. So if you're looking for anything that's on the financial crime side or compliance side or regulatory side, please let us know. We're happy to help with you. But we are looking in the banking space as well. Bankers, by the middle of April, there should be everybody back into offices, and me included. I am going back to London, probably not this week, but next week, towards the end of the month, I will be in London working from my office. We have staff that come from all over the place that will be working there as well. So if you want to touch base with me face to face or go for a walk around the park, socially distancing, of course, then please contact me and let me know. So that's what's going in my little world. John, Mr. Fuggles, what is happening in Mission 23?
It's interesting you talk about walking the park. I try and do one walk and talk a week. I'm doing 3 this week. And it's kind of funny because once upon a time, we drive to the end of the country for a meeting. Now we're kind of going, walk and talk. That's I've got to get there. I've got to get back. Our whole perspective of time efficiency has changed. But we do need to get back to that. So for me, lots going on. I'm actually presenting to 2 business accelerators this week, which is always jolly exciting. So business accelerators are, the future of business begins with something small and an idea and a couple of people in a room. So that's always exciting. But other than that, quite a busy day. Obviously, exhausted after Sunday because it was Mother's Day, which meant I did absolutely everything in the house, of course. So now recovering.
Do you not do that all the time, though, John?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I do. Sorry. Yes, I do.
I've met your wife, and she's absolutely lovely and fantastic, by the way. But you're batting, you're punching. So I think you're doing a lot. Susan Dreilich, who just commented on it. Antony looks so handsome and professional. Thank you, Susan. Susan is a very, very dear friend of mine. She's somebody that I've known for a really, really long time. She was actually my anaesthetist when I broke my hand off, basically, and she was the anaesthetist that put me that helped me get through with the pain in Maui. So she lives on Maui.
Ant looks smart and professional. Ant does. Thank you.
Yeah, he does. Of course he does. Look at him, man. Hawaiian shirt. Got the aloha shirt. Feeling the aloha love today.
Joella, you look fantastic.
Anyway, so Susan, lovely to speak to you, hear from you. But Joella, you tell us what's going on in your world.
What's going on in my world? Well, this week we've got 4 clients and two, that I'm actually coaching. I'm someone who's a founder who wants to align brand better. He told me he'd lost his mojo. His mojo is well into play now. And someone who is having a lot of trouble with her boss, male-female trouble. That just sounds dreadful, doesn't it, really? But
tell us what you do. Maybe we'll start there.
But she very challenged, but hasn't realised that they're equal, as people yet. But she's on the way there. Realised a few interesting things, and another one where another mojo one actually, a small business that the founder's had a baby and needs to align her energy and focus to do things differently. And apart from that, there was another one, wasn't it? Yeah, someone, I think I mentioned before, looking at their visibility,
were you just doing your triangle then to get your husband to bring your coffee in? Was that what that noise was?
No. He brought him on the hop this morning a little bit early for him. But, it'll be along later. And
what's interesting about that, Joe, is you talk about people getting their mojo back and people getting going and getting started. And I think, I'm an NLP trainer. I've done an NLP course. I've been practicing for about 10 years now. And I think what's interesting about that is a lot of people go to bed at night and they lie in bed and Sunday evening, there's 2 ways you can look at it. You can even go, crap, I've got to go to work tomorrow and I hate it. I don't want to do it. Or, tomorrow's going to be a good day, or this is what I'm going to do tomorrow. This is how I'm going to start it off. And it could be as simple as you going, right, tomorrow morning I'm going to get up. I'm going to get on my bike. I'm going to do half an hour on the bike, or I'm going to go for a walk and take dog for a walk, or whatever it is. And then you wake up in the morning, you're lying in bed and you're lying there and you're like, can't be bothered. So your brain can't decipher between fiction and reality, right? So you have told yourself that you are going to go for a cycle in the morning and you don't do it. So your brain instantly goes, right, what you said you're going to do, you're not going to do. So everything you say you're going to do all day long, or, I'm not, there's some sweets in the cupboard because it was Mother's Day on the weekend. I'm not going to eat those. And you walk past them and you're like, I'm just going to have one. How bad can one be? Instantly, you're telling yourself that that's not what you should and what you should be doing. I mean, the first thing for me when I get, on a Sunday night, normally I would sit down on my computer while we're watching television in bed, just for like 8:30 because we go to bed pretty early. I would sit there. On my computer, I would book all my live streams that I do a week. As you guys have probably noticed, this wasn't pre-booked. I just put this online now because last night when we were out and we were at my mum and dad's, and then we came home and we did other stuff. Mother's Day, I was obviously I was going to say looking after Nat there. That would have been really bad, but making sure Natalie had a lovely evening. And my daughter's having some issues with her boyfriend, and I didn't do it. So this morning, I sit down at my desk, oblivious to the fact that I hadn't organised anything last night. And 5 minutes before we're going to jump on this, I'm like, oh crap, I haven't done it online. So then I've got to do it. So that for me, not going to change what I would normally do, but ultimately, planning is good, right?
Can I use the M word, mindset?
Please don't say mindset, Jesus.
Because
touche, Antony.
But that's the point, right? You go to bed on Sunday and you've structured your day, so you get up knowing that there's purpose, there's objective, there's structure. Whereas, the dragging your sorry ass out of bed on a Monday because there's something to do and you've no idea until you open the book, you begin the wrong way and it carries on the wrong way.
Yeah. I agree very much about setting things up. I get up every morning and say to myself today, oh wow, I got an extra day. It's going to be this day is going to be a real brilliant day, and make sure and actually surprisingly your mind mind will make it a good day.
It is, and I think if in recruitment and in the sales perspective, I could speak to one person this morning that could go, yes, Anthony, let's get involved. And all of a sudden, these little wheels that are turning all the time, and you're spinning them all the time trying to get going, it could go from that all day long, or it could just go bang. And all of a sudden, you've got £1 million project that you've got to spin up and get ready for next week. So everything changes. So my diary is full, but I have to be careful how full I do it in case things change, because I'm not a massive fan of cancelling meetings. I know some people like to book loads of meetings and then cancel them at last minute because of different things. If you've got to cancel a meeting, for anybody that's watching this, if you have to cancel a meeting because you've got something more important come up, then you shouldn't have booked the bloody meeting in the first place.
Well, it's not great for the other person. Yeah. Go on.
No, I agree. I mean, if someone cancels a meeting with me, it's like, wow, I'm obviously not that important then.
Who would have cancelled a meeting on you, John?
Let's not get there. Let's not start that. It's a Monday. I want to be on a positive at the moment. Thank you.
It is. But I think that what's interesting about this, and what I really like the dynamic about this, is that we're all three people that do three different things, and we all do it in our own unique way. We've all got a lot of respect for each other because I think we're all fantastic, and what we do. And I think that is really interesting. And that actually gets me quite excited about doing these calls, because then I can go, I learn something from each time that we jump onto this. And I think everybody does what we're doing now differently, and we get 1,000 or between 1,000 and 2,000 views on these things, like through a period of time. Some people get 100,000 views on what they do, but this kind of is almost, for me, I find it, rather than looking for other people. So I do enjoy doing these things.
But it's also the benefit it has. We do our Seedcast every Tuesday at 7. And last week there was a guy I used to work with years ago. He's based in the USA. He watched it and he responded on Facebook and he said he found it really, really useful. Yeah, that's great. There's one person that's kind of seen something and kind of gone, actually, that was really good. And I suspect there's a lot more than that just don't. Well, I hope there's a lot more than that that just don't comment, or and that will have a ripple, because that guy will take it forward and talk to other people about it.
And apropos of that, John, after the coffee with us on Friday, you remember the last question that was asked by Ali Servery. Well, I sent him a LinkedIn message and said, if you would like me to respond, I'm happy to do that. And he said, yes, great. And I gave him some ideas about how to deal with a situation where people who are going for jobs are in a certain industry are having to accept lower rates because of the situation with COVID. And I gave him some ideas about how you could deal with that. And he was thrilled to bits, and it was a really great conversation. And I noticed that he'd followed on from the previous week. So, yeah, I think that just supports your point.
You know what I find quite interesting about this, and it's just come to me then, is, mindset. I hate the word mindset, only because we're on Clubhouse, and to be honest, there's plonkers throwing. Ali's just on there as now. There's people throwing stuff on it, but the talks that we do, like the Daily Bake and stuff like that, it's just a little bit of an understanding of what we do. We kind of elaborate on that today, and the Seedcast that we do on a Tuesday evening has specific themes, and we just talk and discuss them. The coffee with us guys on a Friday is great. Why don't we do one training session? One a week, like pick an evening or pick a time, like it can be 11 o'clock on a Thursday, whatever it is, where we do a half an hour training on a specific subject, because mindset is something that gets thrown around all the time. I think mindset is something that is quite interesting, because just saying, John, you've got to change your mindset, mate. Yep. It frustrates me because
it's a useless statement, because mindset is an enormous great thing, and saying something's got to change doesn't tell you what's wrong with it or what it's going to change to. It's so mindset for me is right up there with the word pivot. Let's not get into that.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe Anthony, I think maybe a how to do session, where people get some practical advice that they can actually try out, and then, and if they have problems with it, the conversation can continue. But I noticed that Ali is back on again, asking a question.
Ali's a good guy, actually. He's actually a really good guy. So we've got what advice we have for graduates of 2020 and 2021. They've been limited with opportunities during pandemic. Ali, you're 100% correct. But what you've got to do is you've got to rather think of it as a funnel, right? Find somebody that can look at your skill set, understand your skill set, and guys, please chime in when you feel like it. But put that skill set into a practice. My son, for instance, 15 years old, he wanted to be a pilot. I've got my pilot's license, my private pilot's license. He wanted to become a pilot. Now is probably not the best time in the world to do that, but he's 15 years old, right? It is going to be 5 years until he gets to that place, and he can go to the RAF. He can do lots of things to fly airplanes. So he would look at that and go, right, along the skill set of educating yourself to get to that point, what skills are you going to learn? Where are they going to be transferable into? Because if you are a recent graduate and you want to get into compliance, for instance, you're very much barking up the wrong tree, because compliance is filled with extremely good people that have been doing it for years, that started off at a really high level and now are lowering themselves down because the market almost shrunk. A compliance person in a business, in a bank, is limited now. Now the financial crime space is increasing, and it will sort of balance itself out. But for a graduate, there is plenty of opportunity, but it's understanding what that opportunity is going to lead to and what skills that you've got to educate yourself. I mean, the last thing I say to everybody when they go into an interview, everybody, whether they're £200,000 a year or £20,000 a year, I say is the last thing you want to say to them is, when I'm successful at getting this job, or if I'm successful at getting this job, however presumptuous you want to be, where can I educate myself? What peer group do I need to get myself attached to? But how can I, outside of working hours, increase my value to the business? How can I increase my value to the business? Because most people go, if it's a 20 grand job, they go to work. A 20 grand candidate is much harder to deal with than a £200,000 candidate, because a £200,000 candidate, I'll answer the phone and go, "Hi, Antony speaking." A £20,000 candidate will go, "Hello." Hello. And I'm like, "Hi, it's Antony calling from this." They're like, "Oh, hey, Antony, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Who did you think was calling?" So I think that we can, let's do this, guys, because I think this is great, and I'm conscious that I've been talking a lot, and I get excited about this sort of thing. But let's do a how-to series. Let's just be really blunt, straight. We're all old, right? So I don't think we need to come up with too creative wording for it. But let's do a 30-minute session, the three of us, how-to series. We will come up with, do it. Let's just do it during the day, like Thursday at 10:30 or something, half an hour of a specific subject. What can you do to understand where you can go to get this information, and so on and so forth. So is that happy with everyone? Yeah, I'm cool with that. Depends when it is. Busy schedule. Lots of walking this week, but yeah. Lots of walking this week, but it might not be this week. I'm actually out of the office today, so let's plan it for next week. But let's talk about it on our coffee with Ant and Joe and John, and John and Joe on Friday. How's that sound? Sounds good. Perfect. Well, guys, remember, the three people on this call are experts in their field. We do career, personal, and business guidance. So that is whether you want to improve yourself, improve your mindset, get yourself a better platform of moving forward. There are barriers to that as well, everybody. So we're not, if you're a pilot and you're watching this and you're on 200 grand a year, going and doing a KYC analyst role at 20 grand a year, the barrier, one of those barriers might just be your mortgage is 3 grand a month. There are things that you can discuss that with, but there needs to be a funnel to be able to get that to it. If you've got a business and you want to grow that business, growth of a business is unbelievably difficult, usually because the person that is running that business has never done it before. So talking to people like John actually helps you grow that, understand where to put details in as well. But you could also be an executive of a business watching this. You could be a senior, on 500 grand a year, and looking at change. Look at Deutsche Bank; they change their senior staff all the time. Or HSBC, they change the way their senior staff. How do you deal with that? That's where different people come in. So we'll have a look at this sort of stuff. I do enjoy these things on a Monday morning. Anyone got anything else I want to add?
No, but I like the idea of what you said, help and advice. But let's focus on outcomes, not mindsets.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%, exactly. So a how-to series does, I think that we definitely need to look at outcome, and understanding outcome is. So maybe we should the first episode should just be understanding what outcome is, because we know what it is because we do it all day, every day. Giving someone, I see this thing all the time about recruitment companies that says, KPIs, we don't check KPIs and we're not worried about hours you work. I'm like, well, your business is going to last 3 years maximum, or until you run out of money. Because a KPI shouldn't be a negative aspect. It should be something that you understand to be able to maintain your business and performance.
Well, and also, and part of your overall view about where you wanted to get to. It's where you want to get to that's important. KPIs are supposed to help.
I love the golf analogy. You stand on the tee box, you stand there. I get my yardage thing out and I look and I go, it's 137 yards to the pin. I look around and go, there's 2 knots blowing that way. It's a nice day. The air temperature is really good. That is a 52-degree wedge. Yep. What I didn't do was walk up onto the tee box and go, that's a driver, stand there, put my ball down, and then go, right, how far have I got to hit it? What's the weather like? Look at the outcome, look at what you want to get to, figure out what tools you're going to use to get there. Hopefully, one of the tools is one of us, for lack of a better phrase. But other than that, guys, absolute pleasure talking to you. We've all got very, very, I hate the word busy, but Mo is back today. Mo, if you're watching this, you're back. Let's get Mo back into action. I've got my partner in crime, so I'm really excited about it. I still can barely speak properly, but hopefully it come across quite clear. So Monday morning, it is 9:22, Monday the 15th of March. I am joined by John and Joe. Guys, absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. Enjoy your week. See John and I tomorrow at 7 p.m. and John and Joe on Friday at 10:30. We'll be discussing how to do what we're going to do on our How to Do series for the following week. So if you're interested in your career, your business, your personal growth, or any of that sort of stuff, gardening, give us a shout. Have a great day.